Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to the One Stop Co op Shop. This is Jason making his debut video on the One Stop Co op Shop. This is going to be extremely DIY. I'm figuring, let me give this a shot. This looks like so much fun putting up videos. I'm going to have a spin at a playthrough. But I wanted to give you guys something a bit different. So, what I've decided to do is I am playing a game called Lifeform. And I'm playing a solo playthrough today with the Dragon's Domain expansion. You should be able to purchase Lifeform over from the Hall of Nothing Productions website, Amazon, a couple other places like that. But not only that, not only am I going to do a playthrough, I have the designer of the game. Mark Chaplin is here. He is going to talk me through, answer my questions, and steer me right whenever I can go completely wrong. Mark Chaplin is with me on Skype. Say hello to the peoples, Mark.
Hello, everybody. Nice to be here.
So this is a completely, like I said, DIY setup. It's not exactly what I'm what I'm going to be doing in terms of if I do this more. I just wanted to just get it out there. This is a single cam setup. I don't have amazing light. I'm just using an overhead light over here. Don't have a softbox or anything. I think the playthrough is going to come out mirrored, so you might see the numbers backwards. All sorts of nonsense is happening, but.
You'll get the general idea.
The point of this is to get the general idea of a full solo playthrough of Lifeform, as well as to get a little bit of designer commentary along the way, so that by the end of this, you'll have a better grasp of the rules, you have a sense for how the game plays, and also some of the decisions, the design decisions about why the game works the way it works. Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm over here. Uh, so, Lifeform. Lifeform is one of the board games that purports to be Alien, the movie, single N, Alien, the board game. So, Mark, before we get started, just give the peoples a very, very quick rundown of Lifeform and how it works and what we're going to be doing.
Yes, well, Lifeform is ostensibly the as close as I can get without, completely stealing the IP of Alien, the movie, Ridley Scott's masterpiece. And so the objective in the solo mode is to get one lone survivor.
There he is, right here.
Uh, yeah, yeah, from the galley to the emergency escape vehicle remora in the top. Yes, that's exactly where it is. Yes, and like the crew of the Nostromo, they have to collect a certain amount of essential supplies so that the shuttle is ready for launch. And
Supplies being represented by these things and also some objectives that we're going to be collecting throughout the playthrough.
yes, and there's a cutaway of the shuttle at the far end of the board, which you as you pick them up, you choose what the equipment it was that you found, and yes, so to launch the shuttle, you need to have completed a number of other secondary objectives. And the other main thing that you need to have done is obviously avoid um, the almost invincible alien life form that is out to murder you in the most horrible way. Yes, and you've got a motion tracker board, which you're showing there. Yes, in the best game show manner. which
I was a fan of Vanna White when I was growing up. So there you
yeah.
go. Right? Oh, there it goes. It's already there. So that's actually the first design decision that we, in terms of Lifeform, the solo mode. So this is a multiplayer game, meant to be multiplayer game, built from the ground up as a multiplayer, with one player playing the alien, and they have figures that they can move around the board. One is real, one's fake, or whatever it is. In this mode, wouldn't work, right? It wouldn't work to have an actual physical alien running around. It'd feel a little bit too clunky and abstract. So you left it on this board, and all the board indicates is that it's far or that it's getting closer, and it just kind of gives you that mental sense of a presence kind of coming in on you and about to eat your brains.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect description. Yeah.
All right. All right, so we're just gonna get started, so we're not gonna explain a whole bunch of rules. The rules will emerge as we play.
Yeah.
But for generally, we're going to be moving this guy around to the different spaces, collecting these tokens. A bunch of stuff is going to happen on the board. We'll explain everything that goes on along the way, and I am trying to get to the Remora. After every turn that I move, most turns that I move, I'm going to be pulling from an event deck. This crisis deck over here. Yep, it is flipped. I apologize for that, or the image is mirrored. I will figure that out for future playthroughs. We're just gonna do it for now. I need to get one video out there so I can figure out how to do this stuff. Okay, so we are just going to get started. Mark, are we ready to get started?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think so. Yeah.
So it's a card-driven game. I have a hand of 5 cards, and there are various ways in which I can get more cards. Wait, do I start with 5 cards?
You would not. You normally start with four, and then on your first turn you draw five. So it doesn't matter for
Got it.
you.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then you draw, and then you
Yeah.
advance this self-destruct timer one. That happens every single turn. That's the first part of the game.
That's that's you do that at the end of the turn.
Oh, this? Aha! Never
Yeah, you
mind.
move the
Got it.
timer at the end of the turn. That's step five of your like crew phase.
Well, that's why you're on the. That's why you're on the call. So this is great. That would have been a Klingon message under the under the film
The thing
to it.
is,
Everything.
from a gameplay point of view, it doesn't really make a vast amount of difference. But it was a way of not front loading every turn with a load of must do this, must do that. It was a
Right.
way of spreading your turn with. Anyway,
Okay.
if you wanted to know a little bit about why things are done in
There you
the
go.
order yeah. So you need to choose what you want to do.
Right.
Have some sort of obviously your hand will be your tactical options, but strategically you've got to think about where you're going to go on the starship first. The
Okay.
big areas where all the most of the equipment are usually dangerous, either because you're going into the vent system in like the mid yeah, down there up the top north end, if you like, if you will, of the starship, the main ventilation system, yeah, or down in the like near engineering. So and it isn't just the vents that are dangerous. If you're moving away from the starship's escape vehicle, obviously there's a problem with time because the time is going to move down every turn, and you've only
Right.
got 30 minutes. There's no way of pausing the alarm or moving it back. So time's not on your
However,
side. You've got 30 minutes to,
however, I am going to do something silly. I'm
yeah,
playing on the easier mode, by the way, so I've given myself an extra survival token. This is one of the things that I'll be able to exchange in order to be able to progress. And the alien starts a little bit further away because I wanted to show you guys a little bit more of the game. I'm going to do something silly. I'm going to play one card. This card has a walking symbol, so I can walk one.
yeah,
I'm going to walk towards this thing. At the beginning of next turn, I'll be able to collect it,
yeah,
and that's basically it. So that's a turn that I can do. That is an action that I can do a card play. Okay, so then the first thing I do whenever I arrive in a new place, I'm going to pull a crisis deck. You hear something strange ahead and stop breathing. It is repeated. The lights start flickering. Okay, so I get some options, right? I can make some resource transfers depending on the option that I want to do. Usually the options are good depending on what you have, but if you don't have anything, there's always an option C, which is terrible, which is always they call it hesitate, right?
yeah.
Okay, uh, okay. So then the lights are flickering. I can either rely on my gut instinct, which is a discard a survival token, or light up the area using an energy cell token. I do not have any energy yet. I do have a one of these guys. I could also discard a card. Is that correct? Could I discard a card
You
if
go,
I'm
sorry,
dissatisfied?
the sound.
Oh, are we?
You
Are
could do
we?
what? Sorry.
Okay, Skype. Oh, we're on Skype. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, we'll try something else. All right. I can also discard a card if I wanted to. Is that correct?
What to gain survival token?
To rely on my gut instinct over here.
Yes, you can do that. Yes.
Okay, so I happen to have a token because I'm a pansy and I play it on easy mode. I'm going to discard that token, and I am going to have the ship token. The ship thing happens. What is the ship thing that happens? What is that?
That's
Icon mean?
moving one of the shuttle stowaway tokens, which are they look like a little picture of the shuttle. You should have, yeah, some say some are bad, some are good, and you put one of them onto the shuttle.
All right, there we go. We got one onto the shuttle. That is basically an entire turn. So we are going to move the tracker one and then move on to the next turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those shuttle tokens represent the chance of the alien at the end of this stowing away on board the emergency craft. So the less you get of those on the shuttle, the higher the chances of your success.
Oh, by the way, so there's this token over here. That's a lights out token. It's not terrible. It just means that you can't move multiple areas and you have to have you pull an event. I just didn't want to mess with it because I'm actually going to go that way. I want to go to the cockpit. There's a bunch of stuff over there.
Makes sense. Sounds smart to me.
So we're gonna do it that way. So beginning of the turn, the first thing I do is I pick up one token from within my room. So here's a token, and this is actually something I wanted to ask you because this token represents a piece of equipment, and I
Yeah.
can actually choose which piece of equipment it is. Like it could be a spacesuit, it could be a piece of coolant, it could be weaponry. Why did you give the players the option to choose their equipment? Why not just have a face down token and it's like, oh, it's a piece of weaponry or something?
Well, two main reasons. One, I think great games are about forcing the player to make a decision, and so by you picking it up, obviously it spurs a decision of you to decide what it was that you found, and thematically that would be, well, you know where the energy cells were kept, which cupboard to open. It's just the opportunity is. Of the what equipment is there is represented by the mission token, but also by having if you spread out at the beginning a random assortment of energy or spacesuits or halon gas or what have you, you can end up with some really weird situations that,
Seven spacesuits for one guy.
yeah, and or just it could make the game almost impossibly hard for the crew. What if all the critical things they really needed were all in the wrong places or what have you? Yeah, it might end up. Some games it would be fine, but it was game breaking. But also, I quite like the idea of the players deciding what it was. So yeah, they're the main. They're the main. That was the main
Okay.
two thrusts of why that was done.
So just briefly, I mean, I'm gonna review the this game on the podcast. So the essence of of what I'll get to the playthrough, guys. I just wanted to clear up because that's a weird thematic thing, right? Like I pick a thing and I choose what it is. Like it's like a Schrodinger's cat. So it's like I can look in this box and decide, oh, I want a weapon, and it's a weapon. It's a thematic break, right? So you made that decision. It's better strategically to do it this way than because more thematically it'd be like, okay, it's probably better to have just a random thing lying around. So that's kind of what this is. Like, I mean, this game is theme, and anything that breaks the theme is going to be very, very challenging because if you're not into the theme, it's going to be a very difficult game to play. So it's funny that not funny, but like noteworthy that you made that decision that this is a thing that you want to make. These things are where you wanted to put decision-based decision making, and not just make a okay, you find a thing.
Yeah, and but also you could just say that they're lockers or opportunities for equipment, but you know which locker to open when you go to the room that you know contains good stuff. So, but you're
Ah,
right.
okay.
Sometimes you've got to make a decision: what's better for the game, or what is hues closer to the theme. So, and
All right.
you know, so there's sometimes it's a difficult answer.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to keep going. So this is a walk card. In the multiplayer game, you control two characters, so they can both walk. In the solo, I assume this means I can walk one space. Is that correct?
You can only walk once with it in this as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So he's going over here. I'm going to pull a card from the A deck.
yeah.
You find a scene of carnage in the sister interface room. What remains of two dead bodies has been squeezed into an air shaft. I can investigate, which I do not have that symbol. That would get me the ship's cat. That is the first objective that I have to achieve in A deck, and I can only achieve it in A deck.
No,
Uh,
the cat's actually all of the objectives are you can the cat is in all three decks.
really? Oh, I thought it was like one objective here, one objective
Yeah.
here. Excellent. Okay, so I don't have to spend all this
No,
time in A deck. Excellent.
on the yeah, on the requirements for shuttle launch it says A deck, B deck, C deck, but they're the decks it's primarily in. But actually, it's quite possible to not pick up any of the things you need in A and B deck and do it on C deck.
Got it. Okay. Oh, I forgot to draw a card at the beginning of my turn.
Yeah.
So there we go. All right, cool. Uh, Great. So I don't have an investigate token. I don't have a coolant token. So that is
But
option B.
but you could use your professionalism, your trait token, to use any card as like a jack of all trades kind of thing.
Oh, I haven't done that yet. Don't I have to get the cat first in order to get this trait thing, or no?
No, no, you can use that at any time. That
Oh,
just allows you to bypass the rules, really. But obviously, they're bad. Each one of those, if you use it, becomes a 5 value attack for the alien on board the shuttle.
yeah, we don't
So
want
you've got
that.
to think hard about whether you want to do that.
So then option C, which is hesitate, I move back plus add a terror token. So that means I would move back into the living quarters and put a terror token into this room. Terror tokens are basically extra opportunities to pull more bad cards. Don't know if I want to
They
do
they
that.
go on they go on the fear track. The terror tokens do. So that's
Oh, never mind.
yeah. They're
Cool.
horrendous for you.
I know I know a lot of the rules. I don't know all of them. That's why I have Mark here. All
I
right.
just class me as your gaming assistant. Yeah, yeah. Siri, how do
Yes,
you
you are
how do I
Siri.
play Alien Lifeform Solo mode? Yeah.
Well, I can't actually do either of these options, so I have to choose option C. That I got no choice.
Or use your trade token. Yeah,
Okay, so I could so move back means I would move back one to the living
yeah,
quarters.
yeah,
Okay, well I actually don't want to do that, so I'm gonna lose my trade token early. So all right, so that's a 5 attack that's gonna get that happens towards the end of the game maybe. So I am going to investigate the room and get the ship's cat. So then I have the ship's cat, which is a objective. I'm going to note that by putting this here. So now I now have the ship's cat. Normally that's a kind of a character type thing in the game, but here it's just you have the ship's cat. All right, that's great.
yeah. You could have used the cat's disc, isn't it? In the game, it's got a disc with a cat on it, but
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. You can
he's
use whatever
somewhere.
you want with it.
I don't like
Yeah.
cats. All right, we're going to advance the self-destruct timer and we're going to keep going. Okay, the reason I did not want to move is, well, first of all, I draw a card. And the reason I did not want to move was because I wanted to use my run to get quickly to move 2 spaces into the cockpit. So then I have this Terra token here. Mark, tell the people what this Terra token means.
Yes, that means that you have to take that and put it on your fear track,
Okay.
which is on the bottom of your control panel. If you don't lose your nerve, which is the nerve token moves to the left, then you can have 4 of those. But if ever the nerve token and the fear tokens coexist on the same spot, your game ends. You
Right.
basically terrified beyond words and paralyzed with fear, and with obviously the timer coming down, you've had it.
Right. So imagine you basically like, oh my god, the bowels are emptying and
But
you
there's
literally
many
can't move. You're in a state of shock.
Yeah, but there's many ways of getting rid of the terror tokens. You can fire a flamethrower into the room before you move. You can use a search token, but obviously search card, but obviously
Did not have one.
you didn't have one of those. So
That's fine. All right.
yeah,
So we are in the cockpit, gulping for breath. You take a stock of your surroundings. You have found yourself standing before a tangled maze of fizzing maintenance cables. I can either use a survival icon to proceed, which is nothing. I can kind of slow myself down, which is advance the. I believe that symbol means advance the alien track, right?
yeah, down on the motion tracker. Yes.
So I can advance the alien thing and put a blackout token in supplies, but remove all supply tokens from the landing claw room and the sea deck. That doesn't sound very good. It sounds terrible, actually. And then the terrible option, however, I have a card that has a survival token on it. I don't think I'll need that too much, so I'm going to discard it, and I get nothing. I proceed.
Yeah,
Okay, so then
but at least the bad things didn't happen. Yeah.
right, exactly. So then we're going to move the timer, and we are at 28 minutes. Now, so this is a risk that I'm taking with the game. I am going to try to hang out in this room a couple of turns, pile up some of this stuff, and get some cards, and then hopefully I won't suffer too much, and I'll be able to kind of keep moving through the game. We'll see. We'll see if that strategy works. Mark has agreed to studiously stay silent, not judge me.
Hey, I'm just as interested to see what will happen as you are.
All right, so we have gone from the galley. We have snuck through. We've had a couple of minor adventures. We've rescued the ship's cat. We're now at the cockpit. Beginning of the turn, I get a thing, and I am going to put this into improvised weaponry. The reason I'm doing that is because I would like to get to level 4 and get myself a flamethrower token. Or flamethrower card. Flamethrower cards are very powerful. They give me a little bit of a leg up. We'll see if I actually make it that far.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also if you get to the end, you'll get extra cards noted by the numbers up the side of the column there.
Right.
So yeah, it's a good thing to do. You've done well anyway to get the cat straight away. That's good.
All right. So, because I have to use a trait token for it, but hey, very, very important. Okay, so I am going to draw a card at the beginning of my turn. Another interface token that will come in. This will come in useful later.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm going to take the action to draw 2 cards. And that one, does that advance the alien token? Or that advances the eight?
that advances the alien one extra
Yep.
space along the motion track, but it
So,
also, when you advance the self-destruct timer, you move it down 2 minutes.
oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you're spending extra time opening cabinets and kicking open lockers and
So you do both?
yeah. Well, the thing is, if you're stood around doing nothing, maybe you're making noise that attracts
Oh,
the alien.
no. Oh, no. Okay. So
And the one thing in a horror movie, which whenever anybody's distracted doing something, the camera's always panning over their shoulder, and you know something's coming.
Right. Okay, so I may need to rethink this whole thing. So what we'll see. So I have done the equip card, equip action. The equip action, I move the alien tracker 1, and according to Mark, I move the self destruct timer 2 spaces.
Yeah, that's for
Whew.
that, and it would move down one anyway. So it's only one additional minute it's cost to do that.
Okay, so that, at the end of the turn, so it would move the
Yeah,
additional one. Okay, so I'm down
yeah,
to 26. This is a terror icon. Where does
yeah.
that terror? Is that terror icon for the solo?
Yes, you take one from your supply, and they start forming a track in backwards along the AI path from the shuttle bay to
That
then to docking hub one and that. Yeah.
Okay, for docking hub 1. Where is docking
No,
hub
it
1?
doesn't go on there. No, I was just saying that'll be next. Yeah, if it's that, yeah, just the dotted line. Yeah,
Aha, yes, dotted
yeah.
line. There we go.
That's basically the quickest and easiest way off the shuttle. So as the game goes on, obviously, it's harder to get out the easy way.
Okay. All right. So we are questioning our motives because I didn't realize this advanced twice. But whatever. In
Mm-hmm.
for a penny, in for a pound. Okay. Well, I've advanced this token twice. I am now in the quarters, and I can draw a card, and I can get another
Pick up a
token,
token. Yeah, yeah.
which is the whole
Well,
point
you
of
need
doing
the
that.
equipment. There's good. Yeah. So
That is the whole point of doing that. So we almost have a flamethrower card. I think I am good. I think I am ready to keep going. And I am going to. Should I? I don't think I need to make a run for it just yet. Actually, you know what? I am going to use my run card. I have a run card over here
you can
because
leave the area. Yeah.
yep, I'm leaving the area and I am going towards the computer core for another piece of equipment. Basically, I'm trying to work my cards, work the action economy of my cards, so that I'm always landing on a piece of equipment, and because I need it anyway. I need
Yeah.
weaponry, coolant. So I'm trying to like walk when I can, but run towards equipment, and then see how that goes. We shall see if that's a winning strategy. Okay,
How many spaces has the alien moved on the track now?
it's moved.
Whereabouts is that?
The alien has only moved one because I haven't
Oh, right,
gotten
that's all
any
right then.
alien movement from the A deck, which is the thing
Yeah.
that is benefiting me right now. Okay,
Yeah.
gonna pull from the alien deck. You peer around the jamb of a security door. Ahead, an access shaft looms large. Above, no scene of carnage. That's amazing. All right. So I have a couple of options here. Option A: fire a jet of flame into the shaft. Don't know if I want to spend my precious resource on that. We'll see. Option B: close the shaft. Play a door card, and I get another little one of these guys. Hmm. Or
Or yeah, yeah.
or option C, I get one anyway, but the alien advances towards me 3 spaces. I ugh. Why
That
did you
sounds good.
why did you make the option C so terrible? Are they all this terrible?
Well, yeah, well, they get worse.
Oh,
You're only on
oh,
A
I'm
deck.
only in A deck. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Yeah,
advancing three doesn't seem like it's a good play for me. But I don't really have too much choice. I can't just use trait tokens. I'm saving those for objectives. So let's see. I'm about to pick up a flamethrower card anyway pretty soon. I'm going to discard a flamethrower token, fire a jet into the large security door, and just scare whatever's there away. I am proceeding. Okay, so that
yeah,
is the end of my turn. I move forward on the track. I now have spent 5 minutes on the air shaft. I've done some things, but I really need to kind of get going this way.
you
Okay,
got T minus 25 minutes to
T
reach
minus
minimum
20.
safe distance.
All right, let me get my butt over to the aircraft over here. Okay, so then the next turn, draw a card,
Mm,
pick up the token, which is what I wanted. I get my flamethrower back. So a flamethrower, there's a couple of these in the deck. These are
yeah,
probably the most powerful, flexible cards in the game. Just see all the icons. I'm not exactly going to explain all of them,
yeah,
but it's good. There's a really good card, and it's just nice to have. So I'm glad. I feel a little bit safer just carrying this thing around. Okay, so I'm going to walk. Just spend a card to walk. Go into the infirmary. I get a piece of equipment. No, I don't. That's next turn.
yeah,
And then I pull from the A deck. To your side, you notice a dark, little used service corridor. In front, an intensifying shower of sparks and cracking sounds emanate from a malfunctioning overhead unit. I could creep forward. I could ready myself for an imminent attack, or hesitate, which is another terrible option. Okay, creeping forward. I don't. It's a little crouching man, right? Look, a little crouching man
yeah.
icon.
Hide.
I do not have a little crouching man icon, unfortunately. So, but I do have. I can equip myself, which is kind of the electric shotgun, and do that. I don't get anything good from it, unfortunately. Why? You got to give people
But you
good
don't get
stuff,
anything
man.
bad either.
You got to give people good stuff, man. There's not enough good stuff.
Well, all of them really. It's about managing decline. They're all basically they're all bad options. Nearly
Right.
all of them.
They're pretty
It's just
terrible.
degrees of by which.
Got it. Okay, so
It's
I'm.
survival horror after all.
Yeah, this isn't like I'm not going to come out this like better, smarter, more charismatic.
Not in 30 minutes. You're not going to learn much.
All right, but the alien does progress one. He is starting to breathe down my neck. It's a cool thing. The sideboard over here. I think it would be kind of goofy if there was a mini walking around if I knew where it was, or if it like popped up with
Yeah,
one of the tokens. It lets me use my imagination a little bit more to So it started off back here, but since it's here a little bit closer to where I am, I kind of can recall or conjure up the image of like I hear more noises, and I think I hear more, louder breathing or something like that. I guess that's the effect you were going for.
yes, and also you'll notice on the track it's got like junction points, which isn't you choosing where the alien goes, it's where you have moved in relation to the alien. That allows, as you can see, some of them have got. I mean, like the first one we're about to get to, it says +1 self-destruct.
Hmm.
That might seem bad, but if you notice, it means that the alien is still basically in like a pause mode because it hasn't advanced any closer to you on the motion tracker.
Right.
It's still in the 100 meter. Well, there's that 100 meter range. So,
Hmm.
and there's decision points all the way down there. So none of it is just as simple as it gets closer to you or further away.
All right.
Um,
All right. So I will advance to tracker one, and I will begin the turn. I will draw a card. Ooh.
there was nothing in the room to pick up, was there? No,
Here's
I
the room
can't
to pick
see.
up.
Yeah,
I'm right here. I'm in the infirmary. I know. I apologize. I don't. The camera work isn't amazing, but I hope that you guys can see that I'm picking up another piece of equipment. I have my improvised weaponry. I'm past the minimum, so I don't have to worry about that. I have to get this much coolant, which doesn't really do anything for me. It's just kind of a requirement. I do have to get some energy cells though, and I did encounter a card that asked for energy cells as a trade, also a coolant card. So I need to at least get.
yeah.
It probably would have been smarter to have like to build horizontally, so I have like one of everything, so I'm prepared for the deck. But I really wanted a flamethrower. Can you blame
Yeah,
me?
at least you've spotted that straight away. In the decks, there are cards that allow you to use any of the things that you've collected to help you get out of it. But obviously, sometimes it can be a tough trade.
Yeah.
Collecting coolant is a precious resource, and getting rid of it to stop the alien getting towards you can be difficult to decide what to do.
Yeah.
So,
All
but you're
right.
right. Sometimes it's best to collect something of everything.
Yeah, just to have it so that you have more options to deal with the
Yeah,
crisis
that's
deck.
right.
All right, so I am going to. I don't have any more run. I would like to run towards the science lab, but I used all of my run. Not too much of that in the deck. I am going to saunter.
You're
Imagine
tired.
I'm sauntering. I'm feeling good.
Maybe you stubbed your toe. Yeah.
Towards the pharmacy, and just kind of wait there. So I don't have too much to do that I can do over there. I'm going to pull from the A deck. The bulkhead door in your way is faulty, bleeping angrily as you try to move ahead, refusing to open. All right, so I can run a bypass, which is a one of these things, which I might just do that and have nothing happen. I can manually crank the mechanism, which would advance the cocoon track. Maybe you could tell the people about what the cocoon track's all about.
Yes, well, in the main game, that allows the alien to manage their hand better, and the player slowly becomes more powerful. But in the solo game, that is basically a device for making the alien stronger in a different way, but for the final like showdown on the shuttle, if that
Right.
occurs.
So that's what
So
this is.
yeah,
This is a showdown token. We'll get to that rule when we get to it. I just want to kind of keep things
yeah.
moving. All right. Plus, a bunch of people are seeing, killed, and they're wondering, what's that? What does it mean to be killed? Well, you'll find out. Okay.
Hopefully that doesn't happen to you.
Hopefully,
But it is
we
your
shall
first go
see.
through, so
All right. So I am going to. I actually have a couple of these, um, the chip icons. So I'm going to use one of them right now and just proceed. So
run a bypass. Yeah,
I've run a bypass. Something faulty happened in the room. I wired it up shut, and now I just wanted to discard it and let go. So I have dwindling resources. It's not like I can do a whole bunch of stuff on my turn. If I discard two cards, I only draw one. Eventually, I'm going to need more equipment, but I'm okay for now. We'll see what happens. Okay,
yeah.
we'll move that one forward.
23
Next,
minutes.
23 minutes. So I do not have a lot of run, but whatever. I'm going to make as much of a beeline as possible towards the ship. We shall see how I go. From there, I draw a card. Okay. I'm going to saunter again.
You're moving with trepidation because there's a giant man-eating alien on board,
I'm
aren't
killing your theme over here. You don't saunter in a horror game.
there? You're creeping.
I'm creeping. Okay, let me get into the theme a little bit more. Let me creep into the science lab. The science lab has equipment inside of it. We'll see what that is next turn, and we're going to pull from the A deck. I'm still in A. This is the line. I will be pulling from the more powerful, nasty deck once I cross that line. We'll see how it goes. Okay. There is shrieking and hissing up ahead. Entering the chamber, you find coolant pipe that has burst, spraying fluid noisily about the compartment. I can shut it down with another icon over here. I can run, which I do not have that option, or I can do something terrible. Which actually, that is the option C. This time is not that terrible. It
Yeah,
is. I can. So I need six or one, two, five coolant. Because the coolant is spraying all over the place, I would increase my minimum. So I need more coolant. I
yeah,
get another one of these tokens, and I would advance the alien. I think I'm gonna take that because I want to start conserving resources. Let me decide to do the thing that is not as terrible now, and save my
seems smart
resources
to
for something
me.
different. Because I know that I'm trying to head here because I know the B option is I'm supposed to download some data because apparently this is a mining ship of corrupt whatever. I can download the data in this space by getting here. I have a search card to get rid of this a terror, and I also have a download card. I want to save these so I can just knock that out. So I'm going to absorb the bigger hit just to try to make the my game go. So is that something that sounds like a good plan?
Sounds great to me.
All right, I love it. I hope you're not making me feel bad. I hope you're not just like reassuring me for nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna take the option C. The option C, I take another one of these tokens, which is another chance for the alien to be in the ship when I get there. And I'm going to advance the alien. I'm going to advance the alien sideways towards the self destruct, giving me a little bit more time to kind of get moving, but also increasing the self destruct option. Not really sure if I that's the best play. Actually, you know what? I don't know. What do you think, Mark? What do you think? Should I?
Well, it's a choice between having more time to get off the ship or having the alien closer to you, which
Okay,
at the moment it's quite far away, isn't it? So maybe you've got the and time seems to be going down faster.
I have a yeah.
If it was me, I'd probably choose to let the alien get a bit closer.
I think you're right. I also have a flamethrower card which I bothered to get, so I have more resources than I think
Yeah, well, that
to scare
you
it away.
can blast it back if it gets too close, can't you?
Right. So let's do that. I'm not going to advance the self destruct timer an extra one. I'm going to let the alien. Look what he's done.
Yeah,
All right, but I am going to move the timer down one. That is the end of my turn. Beginning of my turn, I draw a card. Oh, look at that! Look, see, I
nice. Yeah,
am.
I think there's something like five in the deck. So
There we go. And I'm going to get this. I'm going to put this in the energy cell column just so I have stuff.
yeah,
Right? Okay. I do not have the precious one card. I have to keep on slinking along, which that doesn't make me very happy. But whatever. So, so
you're being
it's
cautious.
I well, we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Okay, so this is a red space. So then, is there a special rule in the solo for red spaces entering or staying in that space?
Yes, well, they're terrible in the multiplayer game for the crew because obviously, like in Alien, you're entering the vent system, which is like the home turf
Right.
of the alien. And in this, you're moving because you've already got an opaque container of some kind with the which we did at the beginning, wasn't it?
Yep.
Where you've got one still alive, and is it five killed? No, it's the other way around, isn't it?
That would be
Five still
terrible.
alive and one killed. So every time you're going in the vent, you're making the alien moves closer to you, but you're also making the chance of an encounter with it more deadly for yourself. So you put that killed token in the pot with the
Oh, so there should have been a kill token in the pot. Okay. Because it's a red space that should have been there. That's fine. I'm actually going to risk it. I haven't had a lot of kill
yeah
tokens, and I don't have any run. If I had run and I could move faster, I'd probably not do that. But I only have walk cards, and this is a shorter way to the mining equipment, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so that's the beginning of my turn. I decide to move into the ventilated shaft, which puts this kill token, makes it a little bit more likely that the alien is just going to gank me at the end of the game. So I'm not happy
yeah
about that. But what are you going to do?
or whenever you encounter it on the main ship, and also it moves one step closer to you on the motion tracker.
All right. So I am not going to lose nerve because that is an option over here. I could make it lose nerve, but I've already absorbed some terror, so I don't
Yeah.
want to make that like if once these. I know I'm pointing to something that you can't see on the camera. Uh,
That's always good.
yeah, right. Let me just see if I can carefully show the peoples. Okay, so I have
Yeah.
two terror tokens here. I have one nerve token here. Once this nerve token hits a terror token, I die. I'm frozen in fear. So
But
then
you
I
haven't lost
don't
any
want
nerve
to.
yet, so you're good.
Right. So I'm not going to lose any more nerve. I'm going to
Says
rely on the
he.
fact that I have flamethrower cards and go that way. But it's perfectly fine. Okay. So then I move into here and then I have an action, right? Can I play an extra card? Or is
You've
that or I have
moved
to do
into
that
the
next
room.
turn? Or do I have to do that next
Yeah,
turn?
next turn.
Okay, so next to that my move was let me see. Actually, let me just make sure. I know I have you right here, but I want to make sure I've internalized that for myself. The five things. So yeah, so draw. So okay, I played a card, and then next turn I can play another card to do something.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually I did not discard a card to move. I'm gonna discard that.
And
Okay,
obviously you don't draw a crisis card in the vent rooms.
because something bad already happened, so I can save myself that particular
You've
thing.
already had the token the alien get more dangerous and move closer to you. So you don't need another crisis on top of
Excellent.
that.
All right.
We don't want I could make the game so it was impossible to do. Yeah.
All right, so we are going to advance the tracker. I get another mission token or a danger token right there, which I put in the maintenance bay, following along the path, making sure that the main way to get to the shuttle is even more dangerous. Don't like that. Okay, so then
Yeah, because that would be otherwise everyone would always go by the shortest route, wouldn't they?
exactly. All right, so
Yeah.
I'm going to pull a card. That is perfect because I'm going to probably discard that card right now. I'm going to collect a token, and the token was in the spacesuit just because I want a spacesuit. I only need one. I'm not multiple people.
Yeah,
And
and the cat doesn't need a spacesuit either.
I cannot believe the cat is immune to the dangers of space, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to use this card. This card is I could normally use it to walk, but I'm actually going to use it to search, and I'm going to ferret out this guy. So it's like
Yeah,
basically,
from an adjacent chamber. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm definitely
yeah,
clearing the mining equipment so that I can move there next turn, and I have the added benefit of being able to pick that up next turn. So I think it's all sorts of good stuff that's happening, even though I walked into an event. Okay,
yeah.
so now I move to 20. So what is these symbols over here? This 20 thing. I get
Right.
another
So
piece. I know you're
another
gonna be
stowaway. Yeah, another
another stowaway
stowaway.
token. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then the vent
Um,
token over here.
yes, that you move a small vent token into the supplies on B deck, making it a vent chamber.
Okay, so then I get extra things over here. Where do they go? They go.
On B deck, there's supplies, so that's the room.
Oh, supplies. There you go, right there. So more stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Who knows if I'm going to get down there? I don't want to go here
Well,
though, so maybe I'll make it there. Who knows?
yeah. It may not. It may not. Yeah. You're at the moment. You seem to be tracking through the top part of the starship, so
Yeah. So we'll see.
that may not be a problem for you.
We'll see. All right.
Yeah.
So I am. So that was the advanced token. Now we go to the next turn. I draw a card. Another walk. I really wish I could. Actually, I don't wish I could run, which is fine. I get another one of these. I put it on coolant. I think that is a good move. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to put it on coolant. I see where I'm going. So you see, I'm going to try to get through the geology lab, and I'm going to hit this dorsal axis eventually. What I want to do is not have this. So I'm going to put it in energy cells. I'm going to kind of light the ship up a little bit more and be able to get that out of my way, which is this space. I can move that away. So I'm going to try to build up my energy cells to get there, hopefully. We'll see what happens. All right. So I'm going to walk. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to walk. I'm going to spend that card. I'm going to go into the mining equipment room. Next turn, I'm going to accomplish download something, some dastardly corporation data or whatever we're doing. Uh, right? Is that what we're downloading? We're downloading like evidence of
Yeah,
malfeasance or something like that.
incriminating corporate data that proves that they, like in Alien, where the Wayland Yutani knew all about the xenomorph before, the Nostromo went investigating. So
They should have warned us.
what did the court company know, and when did they know it? That kind of thing.
Like Exxon knowing about global warming in the 70s and doing whatever they're doing anyway. Definitely. I mean, if you guys think that that is not a part of games like this, then all sorts of places. Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, this is a mining ship. I don't think we explained that part of the theme. And when the claw, because the G ships kind of descend claws and grab stuff from the surface of the planet, when the claw came up, the mining claw is actually in this very room. That's why this is red. It clawed up the alien species, and this is kind of where the cocoon is supposedly understood to be. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that. Yes, we try to make it fairly vague so that you can, people can sometimes what you conjure up in your own mind can be better than
Yeah.
the written word, can't it? Tried to make that kind of vague how I got on board. So, but that sounds as good an idea as any.
All right, I like it. I think I heard that in the playthrough that you guys did for the Kickstarter, but we'll see. All right,
We
so
can't, you can't say it bursts out of somebody. I guess that's protected by intellectual property, wouldn't you?
right. Uh,
You can't have it exactly like
yeah, you can't just like do
the
the
Fox
beat by beat.
movie.
You have to
No,
be inspired by, quote
yeah,
unquote. All right, so I have
it's a
crossed the line.
homage, isn't it?
I am now, excuse me, I'm now in the B deck. So I pull from the B deck of cards over here. I'm not sure what I'm going to get. I'm sure it's going to be more terrible.
it also allows you to use your determination trait, on your control
Uh-huh.
panel,
All
which
right.
could allow you to get out of jail free, as it were.
So what do you? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say
I
that
said,
again.
yeah, yeah, you've got your determination token, with the trait token, the second one along. That's allowed. You can to use that to represent any icon if you needed
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay. It unlocks
but
a second trait token, which is like that wild card that I have.
yeah,
By going into B deck and then going to C deck, I get access to a third wild card. Okay. So let's check. Oh God. Let's see what happens.
oh dear.
You breathe a huge sigh of relief as you bump into Dr. Schneider. I thought I was the only human left alive. Oh my God. Where'd that accent come from? His eyes flash red. You are, he says, grinning evilly. A punch to the face reveals a head filled with dials and wires. He's a Mind Corp robot. Oh man. So apparently, the like we were saying before, the corporation is uh, betraying us and sneaking robotic spies onto the ship. We got to deal with it. All right. So I can shoot him, basically. I can hit him with its fire extinguisher, which I have not gotten that fire extinguisher. I know that comes out of the event deck. I haven't done that. And I can hesitate, which is another terrible option. I have all sorts of weaponry for this guy. It doesn't do anything great. It's in fact it just keeps on doing terrible things. But it'll I get another one of these tokens, which at this point I think I'll just be getting all of them, which guarantee me having the alien on there. There are four safe ships and two alien ones. I think I'm headed towards just basically having a showdown, which whatever. All right, but I do.
You can remove those by flamethrowing cocoons in the on the mining ship.
Oh, so where are the cocoons? Where are these cocoons?
You need to go to one of the green glowing like green rooms, like the hypersleep chamber or the equipment locker. The bright green
Right,
rooms.
these guys, storage hold,
Yeah, yeah.
hyperchamber. And if I play a flamethrower card in there.
Yes, you'll remove a random shuttle stowaway token.
Oh, interesting. Okay, see, I missed that part in the
But
rules.
obviously, that's going to take up valuable flamethrower fuel
Right.
and time to do it, doesn't it?
All
So it's
right.
a trade-off.
It is a trade-off. All right, so I that's all I can do. I'm going to use my one of my flamethrower cards to basically blow him up. It does get me another one of these, and I advance this an extra space, unfortunately, but at least he didn't bite my face off.
Well, because you're wrestling with him for a moment, I suppose. All in a day's work for a space miner.
All right, my
T
cards
minus
are.
18 minutes rings out over the intercom.
Oh, oh, you're my intercom now. Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
All right, so beginning of the
the
turn.
engines will the engines will detonate in 18 minutes.
All right, I draw a card. I happen to draw a card. I have one of these, but I'll just discard the card that I already drew. For the token, I have downloaded the incriminating data, and I'm going to note such on my deck. I have now accomplished two of the three options. This third
Secondary objectives.
secondary objectives, yes.
So
So
all you
then,
need now to do is uncouple the shuttle umbilicus.
and I think that comes from the crisis deck. I can't like do that on the board right
Yeah,
now.
that's right. But yeah,
Okay,
it's in B and C deck,
right. So I did a
but
thing.
predominantly in C.
All right, so I did a thing. I stayed where I am. So does that? What do I do if I stay where I am? Is that?
If you waited and didn't play an action, the you advance the life form one space on the motion track. It moves closer to you while you're doing that.
So why would you ever wait? Why did you include wait as
Because
an option?
if you're in a chamber with a multiple load of waiting is effectively not just you stood there tapping your foot. You'd also be collecting other mission tokens, but there's no point in waiting in a room where there isn't an additional mission token.
Well, you can
So
always equip though. Like equip it does the same function, only you're drawing two cards. Is that? Oh, because drawing
yes,
two
but also
cards.
that moves that takes up another minute on the self
Right, got
destruct
it.
timer. But you're right. There's no point in waiting unless you're in a room
With tokens,
with
which I'm not.
multiple mission tokens. Yeah.
I am not. Okay, so I am there. What I have realized is I can't move this unless I get another token, which I don't have access to. Did not plan that very well. What are you gonna do? All right. Okay, so I may just go there anyway. I have two options. I can go this way into this cluster of nonsense.
The main ventilation junction,
Did people
like
actually
Dallas in Alien.
do people actually go through this in the solo
Yeah.
game? Like what is the point? Why would you ever go through this?
Well, you don't. There's a lot of equipment, and you don't draw the crisis cards. So, but you will make.
Oh,
But the alien, it will creep closer towards you and be more deadly when it gets to you.
you don't draw a crisis
So,
card. Okay, all right, that makes
yeah,
okay. I can see that. All right, I don't know if I want to do that because I already have two kill tokens in my opaque container. Ugh, wow, this is tough.
yeah. Well, you don't want it to be obvious what is the right, necessarily the right thing to do.
Right. Okay. Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do. All right. So I think I've lost. Sorry, I've lost a little bit of track of what exactly I was doing, but that's okay. Um, okay. I don't think I've. I think I've only pulled once from the B deck, so I don't need to pull because I did an action. I did not wait. I just advanced this one. Good. So
Yeah,
I am almost halfway through almost halfway through. I'm at 17 T minus 17 minutes. I've accomplished two objectives. I'm close to the Remora. I'm not bad. What do you think,
yeah.
Mark?
You're doing okay. Yeah,
I'm doing okay so far. I think I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah.
okay. Okay. All right. So new round. Draw a card. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. And what is? Oh, there is no connection over here, so I can't do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I just drew a run card, which is kind of what I wanted, and I'm going
Yeah.
to play it. And because I have a run card, I can run here into this room, the ore refinery, and start collecting equipment there because I still need a lot of coolant, some energy cells, and I think I have the other two things, right? I have the weaponry and I have the spacesuits. I need these things. So I need to kind of mine this part possibly over here or go to the storage hold. I think I need to be here in order to get all the equipment that I need in order to progress. I get a lot of more crisis cards, but hey, what are
Yeah.
you gonna do?
Well, and one of the things that for shuttle the on the shuttle loadout, halon gas, that's optional. It's very, very useful if you have to fight the alien on the shuttle, but you don't need to leave with any. So that's again, it's a trade-off. Do I stay long enough to collect more of the vital halon gas, or do I just leave now while
Well, I'm
while
in
I'm
one
still
piece.
alive? Yeah.
Unfortunately, I need a little bit more coolant than I started with, so I might have to. You definitely have to fulfill the preconditions first before you can think about halon gas.
Mm.
So we're gonna have to, do the best that we can with that. I could probably calculate out, exactly how many turns I could spend collecting, but I'm not gonna do that.
True,
that
but
that's the same
also
as sauntering. I don't do that.
one thing that you can't put into your calculations is that there are extra opportunities to pick up equipment on the cards, on the C deck crisis cards.
Ah,
So they're
okay.
not. So it's not like you would look around and go, "I need 5 pieces of equipment," but there aren't 5 on C deck, so I'll have to go back. There
Right.
are a few opportunities to pick up equipment on the cards themselves.
So
So
you're
it's not
actually
always, yeah.
you're actually being nice to us over there. That's very great. Cool. All right. So I did that. I moved, so I do have to draw a crisis card.
Yeah, I don't ever want you don't ever want the player to think it's completely hopeless, unless
Right.
they're dead.
The access doorway behind you has a rudimentary control latch. The creature appears to be able to open such portals, and you know it's hot on your heels. It has opposable thumbs. Brace the doorway with a nearby heavy supply locker and some equipment containers. I can discard 2 cards and advance this thing 2 spaces. Ah! Or flash up your handheld blowtorch. The flip up screen protects your eyes as you seal the doorway. I did not get the little blowtorch icon. That's another thing that you can get from the equipment. Unfortunately, did not get that. Or I can do option C, which is completely terrible. Like, this is the worst.
Panic.
Ah! Oh my god.
But at least you can discard any two cards to block up
Right.
the doorways.
I'm probably gonna have to do that. So I'm going to discard some search. I only have 3 cards left, and I plan on staying here anyway to build up my hand again. So I might as well do that. So I'm gonna play these 2 cards over here. I'm going to advance this 2 spaces, which is. I think time is completely against me at this point. That is just not my main
Well, so
enemy is
yeah,
this track over here. I think that the decisions that I've made have been kind of putting pressure on here, and that might not be work out for me in the long run, but we'll see. All right. Okay, so that was the crisis deck. I advanced this 2 tokens. Got another tarot card over here. I have to advance this again for the end of the turn, right? I advanced this
yeah.
all
Well,
one
you spent
time.
all that time moving equipment
Yeah,
to
and
block.
blocking the and jamming up the doorways and everything.
Yeah.
So okay, so this is terrible. But the alien is still not that close. He's still outside the red.
Well, that's because you keep moving, isn't it? You're not staying in one spot.
Right.
It's slowly stalking you like a figure from a slasher movie as
All
you
right.
move on, isn't it?
So I get that. I'm gonna add some coolant over here. Fine. And then I draw a card. Ooh, I get a run card. That's okay. I need cards. I don't have any cards. You need cards in order to win the game. So this is going to be not a great thing, but I do need to spend the action not to move. I'm going to move this and then draw 2.
Yeah.
So that's just has to happen. So I don't have enough cards. So oh my god, this is I don't know if I'm going to win, guys. I really don't. This is going to be a little bit hairy. So I'm going to move this again. Did I move that too fast? I
Yeah.
may have
No,
moved
that's
that.
fine. That's right.
I
Yeah.
think I moved that twice. Okay, so I think we're here, and then that's the end of the turn. Beginning of the next turn. I know, guys. Go ahead and put in the comments if I'm like cheating. I don't know. I'm, I'm too busy trying to like talk through the theme of the game and everything. I'm sure it'll all work out in the end. Okay, so I draw a card. I pick up a thing. I get that. Okay, so I can now
In your shopping cart. Yeah.
I've looted the place and I can now move. Um, I think I'm going to. I don't have a search. I do have a flamethrower, but is it worth using a flamethrower just to get rid of this terror token? Hmm.
Because you've already picked up a couple, haven't you?
Or I can go the indirect way. Why don't I just do that? I'm just gonna move, go down here, and then start to raid this supply chest. So let's pick up a card. It's hot and you're growing tired. There's a strange smell in the corridor as you find the shuttlecraft coupling control suite. A far off thumping sound startles you. I can shock prod to. What exactly is this?
That gains you the objective, which is to uncouple the. You're jamming it into the system
Oh,
to uncouple the umbilicus of the shuttle. So
right.
that's good. You want that,
So wow, I can get that out of the B deck. I had no idea. I thought I had to wait until the C. Excellent. Cool. So I do have. Do I have a
or the
shock
other
prod?
options. Yeah.
So wait, the shock prod is a different card. It's not the same as the flamethrower card, right?
No, no,
Okay, I
that's
do
right.
not have the shock prod. That is unfortunate.
Oh, so you can't do that.
Cannot do that. I can discard 2 cards,
Yeah, but
advance
what you
the.
could do
Yes.
is discard your determination trait, which to use one of the cards as, like you said, a joker,
Right.
as it were.
All right. Let's do that. Let's do that. That might screw me, but whatever. I need to
Because
get some stuff done.
yeah. So far you've used professionalism and determination. It's getting you through, but the aliens can be tough as nails on board the shuttle if it's there.
But I
He
do
says
uncouple.
brackets.
I do uncouple the shuttle umbilicus. I have accomplished my 3
Yeah,
objectives.
yeah. So all you need to do now is get the hell out of Dodge, isn't it?
Well, I need to get
And
six
as
pieces
long
of
as the
equipment.
shuttle's got the necessary emergency survival equipment.
I need 6 pieces of equipment, right? So that's going to progress 1 at the end of the turn. I have 11 more turns to gather 6 pieces of equipment. I like that math, sort of.
Whoop, 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 whoop. You have What is it? 12 minutes to reach minimum safe distance.
Yes. Okay. So that I had progressed thing. Now it is time for the next turn. Draw a card. Okay. More walking. A lot of walking. It's just
Was there a token to pick up in the room you're in?
here
Yeah.
it is. All right. I got a token. I
Mhm.
am going to add more coolant, and so this is a chance. So this is a good kind of observation. Like I could wait and just progress this one. I have a maximum hand size of what, 7 cards?
7, yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple of more things too. So I have this card, which is something I've been wanting to use, the heat analyzer. I can only use it when the creature is close. The creature is not close enough to use it. I really
Yeah.
want to, but if
Yeah.
this progresses
Yeah.
to 10, then I can't use it anymore because I'm like too. My hands are sweaty. Apparently, I get.
No, the
I'm
ship's
really
too hot.
panicked.
The ship will be too
Ah,
hot,
okay.
so you wouldn't be able to analyze anything because the reactor's about to explode, aren't they?
Oh, I didn't realize that this was the reactor
Or
exploding.
the
Okay,
fusion generators for the tachyon shunters.
right. So then, if I draw my 2 cards, then I would progress to here, and this would be useless.
Yeah,
So I think
bad news.
that is not good news. That is not good news.
Also, something that it hasn't come up, I don't think, on any of the cards you've drawn. You can discard the heat analyzer as one of the options on the cards, so that
Right.
there's another way of using that.
Okay, so I could keep that, not necessarily use it, and have it to deal with one of these cards,
If you're not beyond T minus 10 minutes, yeah.
which I'm very
Yeah,
close.
rapidly approaching,
I
yeah. The
definitely
ship's going to be
don't.
too hot.
I definitely don't want to rush this.
Yeah.
So I think I might have to either wait, because I don't think I want to go this way, do I? I might. Let me see. One, two, three, four, five. I can still make it if I spend the rest of my time moving. I could afford a detour.
Yeah.
Waiting would progress. Actually, wait a minute. If I waited, I would progress the alien. Let's do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait. So then I
Yeah.
do nothing. I progress this one. This thing I have managed to
The alien
avoid.
gets closer.
I managed to
Yeah.
avoid the terror that is emanating from the thing over here because I'm going a different direction. I am going to progress this one. Well, that's what this progressing this one does.
Yeah.
The alien moves forward. I think I'm going to. Huh. Yeah, I'm just gonna progress this to here. I can go to lost. Okay, so I'll show you. I gotta show you guys the track right now. I can go to lose nerve, but then the next time it progresses, I draw 2 cards, or I could just take the clean path where nothing happens. I'm not doing terribly on my nerve track, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm doing more terribly with cards. I'm going to progress down to lose nerve, and I'm
Yeah.
going to move my nerve tracker closer to the end game over here. So just to pick this up,
Yeah.
I have moved my nerve tracker closer to terror, but the next time it gets closer, I draw 2 cards, which is like, cool. I think I'm happy with that.
Now you're able. The alien's close enough that you can use the flamethrower or the heat analyzer on it,
Exactly. Beautiful.
which is obviously what you wanted to do,
That's
isn't
what I
it?
want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the end of the turn, and now I go into next turn. So I pick up a run card, which is I think the exact card that I need. I needed a run card.
Whoop.
If
Yeah. Well, the decks aren't that fat
yeah,
purposely so that you get through most of the cards.
I have a token that I get. I'm gonna get more coolant. Okay, I'm at the ladder, and
Is that still
so
B deck? I can't see
I
from.
think okay. So I have one last
Yeah.
chance.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you move into maintenance, that's on C deck, isn't it?
Yes, I have one last
Yeah.
chance to use the heat analyzer. However, well, actually, you know what? I am going to. I'm going to because it's a max hand size of 7, correct?
Yeah.
I'm at 6, so this basically just draw a card, which I don't know if that's even the thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
I may have again misplayed it, but what are you gonna do? Uh,
Though drawing, you'll still draw the 2 cards, but you would just discard one that was less useful to you. So it might still be efficient.
True,
It's yeah,
and So this is my action for the turn. I can't do this and play a card. That's correct.
Yeah, that's right. But it doesn't have any other punitive effects. The
I'm
alien
fine.
doesn't move any closer or
I'm
anything.
fine. So that we're gonna move that. We're gonna draw two cards. I have some cards that I don't want. So yeah, this one walking card doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah,
So okay, I use my heat analyzer. That was my turn. I am now at the point where I cannot use it anymore, but it's gone.
yeah,
Discard that because I have a hand size of 7. Um, I move this at the end of my turn. I am now have 10 minutes left. I still have to get one, two, three, four pieces of equipment. I have to take a path that gets me at least three, and hopefully I can get it from the deck.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So next turn. When do I discard at the end of my turn, right?
No, as soon as your hand size could check constantly. So as soon as you above 7, you'd have to discard immediately.
Okay. Well, I draw a card at the beginning of the turn,
Yeah,
and I discard a crappy card, like you said.
yeah. But
Okay.
you're slowly digging through the deck towards the cards that you prefer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will handle that. I am going to
You're a
actually. You know
professional
what?
space miner.
You know what? I am going to. I think I want to. I'm not gonna. I think I'm gonna ignore this, and I'm gonna go get my equipment in this direction. And to do that, I'm going to discard this search card and get rid of this terror.
Yeah.
Just it's like make sure there's nothing out there. It does not
Shone
progress
a,
the
shone a
alien.
torch in there or something.
It does not. It does not progress the alien. It does not get a deck. I'm still in the B deck zone, so I would be pulling this, but I haven't moved yet. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to move this towards 9. Oh my God, we have
Ooh,
9 turns left, people. Let's see if I could do this.
9 minutes before the ship explodes.
9 minutes or the ship explodes. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to really pick it up. I have one, two, three, four pieces of equipment to pick up.
But at
Okay.
least you're not still looking for the cat or something.
Yeah, I have all my objectives. It's just a question of getting enough equipment and getting out of Dodge. Okay, so I cannot make it to a room with equipment that's this way with one card. Everything is 3 spaces away, so I'm just gonna have to suck it up. I'm going to use my run card. Actually, wait. First, I'm going to draw a card. Beautiful. I have all the run. So I'm gonna run here and pull from the C deck. Now I am in the C deck. A huge cocoon hangs from the ceiling. Oh, we know where we are now. It twitches. There's someone inside. Oh, it's your friend, Kristen. You are both fascinated and repelled. What did it do to you? You ask. Kill me! Kill
From the fly.
me! Envelop the cocoon in a molten blast, then swing the fire around the lair. That's so hit it with a flamethrower or run, which yeah, run is not a great option. You'd have to. I get one more token of this, and I would progress the alien closer to me. Ooh, I actually
And
can't.
also, you'll be forever haunted by the vision of your friend.
Oh, that too. That's actually written on the card. No, it is not written on the card.
Yeah.
Okay, so I happen to have a flamethrower. I have been keeping the flamethrower around. I am. I have a couple of flamethrowers, so I'm just going to discard one of them. And it gets me the this token. Just explain to the people what that token does.
That is a 30-second token, and that allows you to it basically split a minute into 2 30 seconds. It's a way of gaining time without actually manipulating the self-destruct tracker.
All right,
Um,
let's use it
and you
right
can only
now.
spend that when it's in the towards the end of the game. It's the extra 30 seconds. It's
Right.
time slows down when you're in a crisis situation in your brain, your perception of it anyway.
Exactly. Let's do it. Okay, so when how do I play this? How does that mechanic work?
You can use it whenever you're supposed to advance a self-destruct token. You can just ditch the 30-second marker, and it's effectively you've gained.
That is
Uh,
happening.
yeah, yeah.
That is happening. Excellent. Okay. So I do not progress this thing. That is sorry, Kristen. R.I.P. I would do a whole little like rights thing, but the thing's gonna blow in 9 minutes. We gotta get going. All right. Draw a card. I have some useless walk. Yep, useless walk. gets me into here, and I draw from the C deck. Let's see who else is trapped in a cocoon and begging to die. What? What the heck? It doesn't say that. It says another word, but we are trying to stay family friendly over here. Uh, you say out loud as you feel the gravity decreasing. Tools and other small pieces of equipment start to float up. Onward, the deck floor has been dissolved with acid, leaving a yawning chasm. So, all right, so we have some zero gravity that we're encountering here. Good thing we have a spacesuit because we'll just float right on by. Let's see what happens. We can run and jump, which would basically trigger an encounter. That would not be great. We could use a fire extinguisher, or we could hesitate, which would, ooh, basically all the bad things happen on option C. Okay, so if I drift over the hazard, I would get an encounter. So do you want to do that? Want to try our luck with an encounter? We're gonna have to do that.
Well, yeah.
We're
If
gonna have to
anyone
do
was
that.
wondering, the idea was the fire extinguisher blasts you down the over the chasm.
Oh, I thought you like whack something with a fire extinguisher, but you're right. It's like in any space movie where you can like get propulsion, so you propulse
Yeah.
yourself over. But I don't have propulsion. I never got that option, so I'm going to have to run, which is float slowly, and then so now we get to see this part of the game. So here's what happens. First, I discard a run card, which is kind of crappy, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Well, you're trying to, yeah. It's the only way to get over the rent in the ship.
Exactly. So I'm floating closer, but because I'm struggling so much in the zero gravity and not getting a lot of friction, not getting a lot of movement, the alien progresses. It moves here, which lets me draw two cards, which is exactly why I set that up. And proximity alert. So explain to the peoples how proximity alert works.
Well, you're because it's too close, you can't flamethrower it. That has to be a proactive thing that you do before any of that. So you're left with a number of options.
Okay.
You can try to elude it. So in any of the situations, basically, you're going to have to draw from your cup with the
Right.
killed or still alive. But to avoid that, you can discard any three cards from your hand, and you've managed to evade it. But that's for you to decide. If you're not going to do that, you've either got to hide, run, use a shock prod. I don't know if you've got one of those. I can't
Hey, there
remember.
it is.
Yeah, or fire extinguisher. Clearly, that's you improvising with what you've got, but you already didn't have that anyway.
Right.
Or a harpoon. I don't remember you having a harpoon
Nope,
gun, did
they're
you?
still over here. Okay, so shock prod. What happens if I use a shock prod?
If you use the shock prod, you'll move the life form back one space on the motion track, so you're pushing it back, but it'll still try to kill you. So you will have to pull out of the cup with the that you've already been seeding in with
Right.
extra deadly nastiness.
All right.
So it's
So,
about a 1 in 6 chance that you will.
well, I have well, I had it's now it's 2 and 7 that I'll die. So
To it,
I
yeah,
have
that's
one of
right. Yeah,
those.
because yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Or you can discard any three cards and not do that
Well,
by
let's take a
you.
chance. Let's take a chance.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So I have to discard the shock prod in order to be able to pull.
yeah.
Okay. So we're going to discard the shock prod. We're going to pull. So this is one thing that may be frustrating to some people. Oh my God, I can die on a pull of a bag.
But the idea is you're trying to avoid getting in a situation where it's close,
Right.
and you want the fear of a deadly encounter with the alien to, you know, make sure that you don't get into a. Who would want to encounter a close,
Right.
hand-to-hand combat? The creature from Alien. No one would want to get it
All right.
close, would they?
All right. Lucky for
So,
me, still alive. Okay. Does that go
just
back in the
because
bag?
you're a trooper, that's what it is, isn't it?
Does that go back in the bag?
No.
Ah, no!
So every time you encounter the alien, your chances of surviving go down. But you jabbed it in the eye, it retreated.
How
So
far does
it's
it
now
retreat?
like 20, what one space. So it's like 25 meters away from you,
Okay. All
and it
right. So
goes
it's
up the
still
central
one
pathway.
space.
The
Okay. So that's what I'm doing. So that
yeah,
happened. So that was my turn.
yeah,
Um, that was the C deck. I now advance this one, and that's it. Okay. All right. So I have drawn a card to begin my turn, and now I get to do a thing. So this is what I'm going to do. this alien is right next to me, and I don't want it right next to me. That is not a place that I want it to be. So I'm going to use my flamethrower. So I
Yes.
use my flamethrower, and I get to drive it back 2 spaces. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
All right. So it is now. It has gone from here back up to outside of red range, which yes, cost me a little bit of time, but actually I forgot to do this. This is something that I wanted to do. I now have enough coolant to leave. All I need is 3 more pieces of equipment, which happen to be right here. I did that right. So
Yeah.
I kind of calculated that one out. I just need to hang out here long enough and make it to the shuttle, and then I'm good to go.
Hey, and if anybody knows anything about actual real flamethrowers, the range of about 40 meters is the approximate range of an actual flamethrower. So,
Well, this is exactly why
a
you're here.
nerd fact for the day.
That's why you're here. There's essential stuff that we have to figure out. Okay. All right, so that was a very exciting thing that happened. I progressed the shuttle loadout 1. I have T minus 7 minutes to make it. Hopefully, basically, I'm fighting against the event deck. I'm hoping that the event deck doesn't kill me, or not the event deck because I'm not moving that much. Eventually, I will have to move the event deck. There is no way to know whether I'm going to win or lose this game. We'll see what happens. Okay,
Yeah.
so then I move
But
this.
even if you were going to beat the game, you'd want to beat it by the seat of your pants anyway, wouldn't you? You'd
This is
feel
about
more
as
like a
good. I could not have done this any better. So this was exactly what I wanted to do. Thank you very much for making a game that is so tightly balanced and very tense towards the end. All right, cool. So I am going to draw a card. That card is terrible, but what are you going to do? All right, so I'm going to get a piece of energy. I want energy. Cool. So then I am now going to move because that terrible card happens to have the walk symbol. Move over here into the fuel converter bay and start getting some equipment from there. Also, I if you can move towards the engineering, which I might do, probably not. I may not have
oh,
time
for
for
the
that.
mining laser.
Yeah, I may have time for the mining laser. That one, it would help me in the last combat, I think. We'll see if I
Yeah.
have time for that. Okay, so I just moved, so I have to pull from the C deck. Here we go. The scene before you is shocking. All the other scenes, not shocking. This scene is shocking. A reserve sleep pod has been ripped from its support. Despite tough construction, this pod has been cracked open and the occupant half eaten. Overcome your revulsion to operate the pod's external controls with a door card. I do not have that. Gain a spare token. Unfortunately, I got rid of that card. Why did you tell me to not get rid of that card? Or look at your scanner in horror as a blinking blip approaches. So would be the alien would move too, but I scared it away too, so it wouldn't attack me. So I think I might just do that.
Or remember, I don't think you've used your extreme bravery trait,
Right. Yes, you're
which
right. You're
could,
right.
yeah,
I have one. I mean, I'm having the alien is really beefed up right now because I've used all my wilds. So just to let you know, this is the wild, but then it gets this at the end of the turn. We'll kind of talk through what this means, but that's not good. So I can use that and gain a spare token, which is exactly what's going to happen. Thank you very much for reminding me. That's why you're here. I have another token that I can put on. Well, I'm going to put it on the energy cells. I have now, because of that, I may be able to start filling up a halon gas token, which would help me in the end game. We'll see about that. Very cool. All right, so that was the movement, and that was T minus 6 minutes left. I am going to go into my next round. I'm going to get a card, and I'm going to get a token, which gets me to the energy cells. I now have the minimum that I need in order to do everything, in order to leave. So I can now leave if I really, really want to. Yes, I really, really want to. So now I have some choices. Okay, so I can go to engineering and get a mining laser. So the mining laser does what? I can. What does it do for me in the end game? The mining laser.
it would allow you to uh, obliterate a conflict box because you've got a separate combat board that
Right.
the action moves to on the shuttle, and each of these zones on it will have assortment of tokens, and the mining laser will just completely thwap one of those. So, like that token that you would show to your viewers, that like the red five, that's
Yeah.
hard, but the
Yeah.
mining laser would just tear through that like hot knife through butter.
That's happening. Here we go.
Or it's got many uses on board the ship. It depends whether you want to keep it or not.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait a turn. I'm
Yeah.
going to wait because I would like this because I need two pieces in order to get one Halon can, right?
What's that? You
Is that
need
what that
two?
means?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So
And
then
then
I
for
think
the next
these
one, and
are
then
my
four.
two pieces that I'm going for, and I think I'm going to have just enough time to get it if I don't get major screwage from the deck. Because it's one, two, three, four, five, six. Ooh, I would need to hold on to a run card, which I have a run card. I'm going to basically just get it. We'll see what happens. All right, so I'm going to wait. Nothing happens. I'm going to move this one, and then that's it.
You move the alien closer to you, did you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can do the same thing I did before, where I go to the lose nerve thing. That would bring me one step closer to defeat, but it would not be defeat. I could move it from here to here. It would not be defeat yet. I would get two cards from the deal.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I'm going to ride high, baby. I lose more nerve, but I'm going
No
to get
guts, no
cards out of it.
glory.
No guts, no glory. Exactly. Okay, so pull a card. Ooh, okay, that's pretty good. Then I'm going to get this piece, which is going to be a Halon container, which prepares me for the final combat, which is probably going to happen because in one of these four things, I have a base like there's two red tokens here and four safe ones. This is not four safe tokens, please. So all right, so let's discard a card. Let's move into the engineering bay, and then in the engineering bay, this you pick this up at the beginning of next turn, right?
You pick that up straight away.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So okay, it'll do something at the end of the turn. That's what I do, but I pull from the C deck. Let's see what happens. Okay. Streaks of blood run from where you stand and finish at the entrance to an air shaft close at hand. As panic rises, your own heavy breathing starts to fill your ears. You shake yourself and know that you have a purpose. You could discard a survival token to just advance this, which would put another thing in the can, which I'm cool with that. I'm not going to any more events. I don't think I need to pull from this very much, so I'm actually very cool with progressing this token. All I would need to do is discard this card, which is a survival token, which is exactly what's going to happen. Okay, boom. That goes into the opaque thing. I don't think I'm going to be using that opaque thing very much anymore. Great. Advance the tracker. I have 4 seconds left. 4 minutes left. All right. So pull a
You're
card.
cutting it fine.
I am cutting it very close. I'm gonna move. I have run. I do have run on me. And go here. Okay. I have moved. Here we go. Warning: klaxons sound noisily. Woo, woo, woo. That's like a car alarm in a near car. It's like it just cycles through all sorts of noisy, whatever. All right, sorry. Back in the game. There's a blazing fire in the access way, and then your whole world tilts slightly, sending you stumbling. The gravity anchors are failing as the starship moves out of alignment. I can activate the faulty fire suppression system with the jab of my elbow, which is would actually. What is that? What does that symbol mean?
Which one's that? Oh,
Uh,
that would gain you a data token, which you might have needed to get your incriminating corporate data, but you've already got
ah,
it.
I did
So
get
it's
it.
still useful. It's still
Right.
useful to fight the alien with, but
Well, actually, what I'm going to do is so I have that. The other options are not great. So I do have one of these tokens. So I am going to, and according to the rules, if I earn something, an
oh,
objective
that
that I
you've already
already
got, you get a
have,
survival token.
I
Yeah,
get a survival token, which is
yeah.
another thing I can use down the road. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So then we're going to move to 3 seconds left, or 3 minutes left. I'm going to pull a card. It's a run card. Oh, I also pull this, which gets me a Halon container, which is used for the
Nice.
battle ahead. I have the Halon somewhere. Bam.
Good for blasting the alien.
Okay. We are going to run. Run. Okay. Whew. Cutting it very close. Just in time, the black and yellow chevron decorated security door closes behind you with a bang. As you move on, you look behind and see the enraged alien creature using its head to hammer itself against the door's window. You have some options. You either seal the doorway and give the life form the bird through the toughened glass, or I can reroute power to cycle open all the doorways ahead of you, which uses an energy cell. That is not happening, please. However, look at this serendipity over here. If I use the survival token I just got, I would progress a token. I would progress one of the objectives. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm
Which you've
going to
already
use
got.
that
Yeah.
to progress an objective, which gets me back a survival token.
Yeah, that works out nicely, doesn't it?
Holy moly!
It shows that giving
Wow.
the life form the bird was appreciated by everyone.
I am now down to 2 minutes left. I draw a card. Okay, so I am going to. Whew, all right, this is going to be great. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a token over here to get rid of this. This would kill me.
Yeah, flashlight, effectively, isn't it? Explore, yeah.
This would kill me, but I have a flashlight. I need to
Yeah,
get through the
it
shuttle
also
bay.
stops you running, doesn't it?
Right. So
Yeah.
that's not happening. Uh, I did not move. I just used the thing. I don't have to worry about that too much. But I moved the timer down to 1 minute left.
Photo finish.
I pull a card and I use my last run card to make it onto the Remora with 1 minute to spare.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, that's you've got all the equipment you need, haven't you? So
Whew. Oh,
you've
my.
completed all your secondary objectives. Yeah,
Yep.
it couldn't have been any tighter, could it?
My alien, my guy over here is closed the door of the shuttle. He's leaning up against it, and he's like breathing a sigh of relief, about ready, hearing the mining ship about to explode. But then he hears a rumble in the side of the ship. What is that? He is going to investigate exactly whether the alien or an offspring thereof has stowed away on the ship. No. Ah! Well, I got two of them. So, all right.
It's up to you,
That was inevitable.
unfortunately.
All right. That was inevitable. All right. So, I'm actually glad that happened because now we can show the people the final showdown.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, this is gone. This has been exploded in a giant, really a silent blast because when things explode in space, they don't make a sound. So, we have. So,
Yeah.
the movies are wrong. Nothing
You
explodes in
know,
a giant ball of
they got
fury in
it right
space.
in Attack of the Clones, didn't they? When those detonations were going off in the asteroid field, it was silent, wasn't it?
Hmm. All right. So, this is
And in The Last Jedi, didn't they have a big explosion in that was silent?
I would.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
I did not watch the Last Jedi. Get out of here.
Let's not get into a discussion about The Last
That's
Jedi.
no way.
That's
All right.
just that's as toxic as Prometheus.
I know, right? All right. So we are. So this is the
Yeah.
sideboard, and you're gonna talk me through how to do this thing. I did not make it this far in the rules, so you're gonna have to help me out here.
Right. So you're now into an unfortunate final climactic conflict on the shuttle.
Correct.
So you've got the red areas, they're conflict zones. That's the bad news.
Right.
But you've got two things that you can trigger that can help you. One is the left-hand thing, which is searching the locker.
Right.
You should have a token on the bottom two things. So it doesn't matter. You will know whether you've done them or not. The searching locker gets you extra cards, which helps fight it.
Okay.
But you've got to pull from the your cup whether it works out for you or not. The activate airlock allows you to clear a complete one of the red zones entirely of whatever nastiness is in there. Now, that's on the face of it, that's risk free, but certain cards in the event decks can spice up the conflict board in different ways. But actually, that none of those decisions actually happened, did they? You chose different
Correct.
decisions. So at the moment, it's basically as printed. You haven't had to. So there's no extra
No extra nonsense
nastiness
on
there.
there. So
Yeah.
what do I do with these tokens right there? I triggered all my trait tokens.
Right, so you flip them to the sides, so they're all 5 value attack tokens, aren't
Right.
they? And they move into the smaller secondary attack zones. It doesn't matter which ones. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, on the energy track column, any tokens that you haven't removed from the top of that,
Nope. They're all there.
yeah, so they all slide into the main combat zone.
Ooh. Okay. Didn't have time for
So
that.
they're one of each color, I think, aren't they? Red, green,
Are they? I
or
don't
they're
know.
all red. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are one.
Bad news.
Okay.
You should pick up any halon gas you've
Yep.
collected.
Got it.
You haven't got any harpoon guns or
Nope.
anything, have you?
Nope.
Oh dear. Um, so now, basically, you're trying to defeat its attacks. Each
Right.
attack being represented basically by the red combat zone. So it's up to you which attack you're going to take down first, or whether you're going to use your locker to search for equipment
Well,
or activate
first,
the airlock to clear out the most dangerous.
well let's do the mining laser
Yeah,
first.
the mining laser clears out any one of the red zones.
Okay, so I think I want to clear out. I'm gonna clear out the green zone with the mining laser. Get out.
So
So
it's
I've knocked
spent.
out a
The
attack.
recharging time is too long in a knife fight in a phone booth, which is effectively the fight against the alien on a shuttle. So
Right.
it's probably going. We'll recharge in another 30 seconds. You'll be dead by then.
Right. Took me 30 minutes just to escape the stupid thing.
Yeah. So
Okay, so
collecting the
then
mining laser was very useful for you. Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, so then so that's what's the next step?
So now, if you want, you can activate the airlock. It's a one-use thing, and that'll clear another zone for you
I will do that.
if you wish to do that. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
I will do
that's now
that.
spent. Clear one of the zones,
And
either of a 5 token or the one with all
the four
the
tokens,
the.
or the
Yeah,
four.
it's
This
up
is
to
four
you.
total. I mean, obviously five is more than four, so I'm going to clear
Yeah.
out that thing. Bye.
Okay, so it's considerably weakened by the you
Excellent.
trying to suck it out of the airlock, and you've still got Halon gas token, haven't you?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
So I can clear
That
out
that
another
again
box.
will clear another combat
So,
zone.
well, there you go. Bye. Beautiful.
I
Look at
said they were
that.
useful. Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. All right. So now I just have to deal with this bottom part.
Yeah, and now if you had a welding torch or the fire extinguisher, that would give you extra options,
Did
but you
not.
haven't got either of those.
Nope.
No. So you're down to basically now what you've got in your hand, or you can search in the locker for
Pull a
more
conflict chip.
cards,
Okay. So
but
I
that means you'll have
have.
to draw from your cup.
Yeah. Okay. So do these symbols matter?
Yes, they're not used in the main game.
Right.
They're what you use to match the combat tokens in the boxes on the conflict board that are in front of you.
Right.
So you're looking at, from what I can see, what have you got? You've got 4 red combat t- icons, which you haven't got, have you? Is
Nope.
there any other tokens left on the board? I can't quite see.
Just four tokens here.
Yeah. So, but you can discard the other ones, 2 for 1. So you could go 2 purple icons to get rid of 1 red icon, or
Oh,
2
okay.
green. Yeah,
Okay, so I have two purple to get rid of one, and then
yeah,
two purple gets rid of another one. So all I have to deal with are these two. That's
yeah.
it.
If you've got nothing else left, you're dead. So it
Well, I
looks
could
like
do
you're.
that. I could
Yeah,
pull a conflict chit, okay, and then
yeah,
draw two cards.
yeah. But if you draw out kills, obviously it's got you while you were trying to get in and out of the locker.
Okay, here we go. We are whoop, still alive.
Jeez, you've got,
Wow.
yeah, the luck of the Irish.
Well, the odds are with me. I don't have that. I only have two kill things. Oh, okay. That's not the worst thing in the world. That would have been terrible. Okay, I can search my locker, and I'm going to draw two cards.
I think you're going to do this.
Yes! Two symbols.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Two
if you've got nothing left
symbols.
in your hand. Yeah, you've done it. So by
Bam!
basically with nothing else to spare, you've managed to squeak
Woo!
it.
He's
Well
gone
done.
out of the airlock. Woo! Get out of here.
But what your viewers and listeners should be aware, you remember you chose the easier mode where you
Yes,
started the alien further back, and you also had some everyday carry where you
correct.
started with the survival token at the beginning. But obviously, it was your learning game. So, but you
Right.
you made it. You couldn't have done it by any more of the skin of your teeth, could you?
I
You had nothing
literally,
left and no time.
I'll move the camera just a little bit. There it is. You see that X over here?
Yeah, it couldn't have been any closer.
All right, so that was a playthrough, solo playthrough of Lifeform with the Dragon's Domain expansion. This was Jason from the Every Night is Game Night podcast. Thank you so much to the One Stop Co-op Shop for riding with me on my maiden voyage. I know this was DIY. The board is flipped and I had no zooming or anything like that, but I wanted to definitely get something out there. We'll see how the response is. If the response is good and I can get my tech stuff together, then hopefully I can do more of these. I loved the designer kind of commentary.
I
You
enjoyed it
were
as well.
you you were
You
like
were
the
such an exciting player. It was I was rooting for you.
all right. You were definitely taunting me at certain places like GLaDOS and
Oh
Portal,
yeah, yeah.
acting as a klaxon, and also like really talking me through some of your design decisions, what you were trying to do thematically. We didn't even get not one. Like there's this whole set
Android,
of
the mining
rules.
android.
The
Yeah.
mining android. Now that I have you, I was gonna ask you when it came out. We could have pulled options that would have unleashed this thing. What explain the mining android and like what it
Well,
does game wise, why it's there.
the mining android again is another threat to the player. And unlike the alien, which moves on the motion tracker, the android moves on a set AI pathway through the ship on a destructive path to wreck supplies on the shuttle. Deliberately, the idea was it wouldn't come into play every game, so that it would make things different. And it's the crisis decks, as you can see there, they were A, B, and C, where gradually they get tougher. But more of the android is more front loaded into the A deck, because obviously because the A deck cards are easier to get through, you're more likely to collect equipment, but you're also more likely to activate the android.
Right.
That'll the android's not affiliated or in an alliance with the alien. It just so happens that its objectives are similar to it's gone haywire, it's got a virus in its brain, or it sees anything. If you're collecting data to incriminate the company, it's programmed to stop that happening
Right.
by
Yeah.
drilling into you with a laser.
So that was another piece of thing that could happen. And obviously, if I'd played differently or gone through the A deck in a different way, we would have gotten the Android. The first time I played this solo, the Android came out in turn three, and that was completely
Did
it.
it?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was just
Wow.
the
Yeah.
Android all over the place. I was really anticipating the Android coming out again. I didn't know that I could just get a whole different experience. Didn't even get the harpoon guns.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of things that could have happened. I didn't even go into this area and flame the cocoons or anything. So much to offer here in Lifeform. I had a lot of fun. Mark, thank you so much for designing the game. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon with me talking through this. I hope this was as fun as I had. This was great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gotta say, yeah.
This was awesome. Well, okay, so from the One Stop Co op Shop, Everybody's Game Night, this is Jason signing off. Later, everybody.